Hi, I'm Deb from Skein Sisters. I have something that I've been busting to show you. It is my finished Island Wildflower blanket, which is designed by Cypress Textiles, Rochelle Carmona, and I'm just so happy that I finally finished it. I think it's been 4 or 5 years since I started. It has just sat in a crate for a lot of that time, probably about at least half of that time. But a week of whips made me get it out and realise how little I had to go. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to share with you about mistakes that I made or things that I would do differently now that I have done quite a lot more crochet since I started doing this one. So first off, it is made in, Jane's coming in close. I love the colours so much. I'm so happy with it. It's made in Orchard. So Bellissimo Orchard, which is a 8-ply, so DK weight, 100% mercerised cotton. It says here gassed. What that means is it's just got a very hot flame that they somehow treat it with that takes off all of the little tiny fibres. So it's a very beautifully smooth, lustrous yarn to use, and it's really, really nice. Now I used too big a hook for it, so I used a 4.5mm hook, and I should have gone to at least a 4, if not a 3.75. Jane is videoing me today, and you know Jane is like our super crochet girl. She's nodding her head behind me, and I'm like, yes, I know. But by the time I realised that I was doing it too loose, I'd done so much, and I just thought, oh well, I'll keep on going. So what it does mean is it's beautifully soft and drapey because it's nice and loose. So that's a really good thing. But it's a little bit harder to sew in the ends. So that was my mistake number 2, is that I didn't sew in my ends as I went. I kind of just laid the end around and crocheted over the top of it. But as you can see, you really saw where that yarn, like I've pulled them all through and sewn them in properly now, so I can't actually show you one as a proper example, but you could see it in all of these spots, right, like this. And then because the crochet is a little bit loose, the ends were sort of popping out as well. So what I had to do is I had to go through every single square, pull out all of those ones and weave them back in again. And I really had to go back and forward and back and forward, and to just follow underneath wherever I possibly could, and just really do that zigzag so that as you're using it and it moves, the ends have got the least chance of popping out. So I don't know, it took me 2 or 3 weeks of purely doing this, and it's very rare that I do monogamous projects, but I was determined to finish it. So yes, match your hook size, do a swatch, even with a blanket, it's really worth doing a swatch. Sew in your ends as you go. And the third thing that I really learnt on this one too is that when I was doing the border, she told you how many to pick up, and I think I did more than she suggested. But it was actually really pulling in, and I was a bit worried that it wasn't going to be right. So before I finished it completely, I blocked it. So you know, I soaked it in water and then I pinned it out and just let it dry. And I really stretched my edges, really stretched them. And you can see now, it's still a little bit like that, but it's like I'm pretty happy. I decided I didn't need to redo them. Yeah, it's just giving them a good old pull. And it'll stretch and it'll be beautiful. So I'm gonna leave it in the shop. So if you wanna come in and have a look, you're very welcome to. We might put some kits together as well, but we're always very happy to help you put together colours and so on. It was a fun knit. It's not a super easy pattern. It's well written, but you do have to know how to crochet. So I would say if you're an intermediate crocheter, absolutely go for it. So again, it's the Island